Craft beer reviews, brewing questions, past episodes of Brew4U and Brewing Today can all be found at beerloons.com, the site for brewing information on the internet. Hi everyone, I am your host Mike Campbell and welcome to Brew4U. In 5 minutes or less, I will review Bockor, Cuvee de Jacobins Rouge on the Brew4U show. How was that for a pronunciation? You like that? Little information on the beer before we get started. First off, this is a beer from Belgium. Always excited when we get some of the Belgian beers. This is also a Flemish sour, so may not apply for everybody, but I love sour beers. It is 5.5% alcohol. There is no information on grains or hops, at least on the website. And you do want to serve this ideally between 45 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. This is a cellar temp beer. And ideally you'd put it in a flute, snifter, or a tulip style glass. So, love Belgian beers and love the sours in particular. This is a Flemish sour, so it's a lambic or lambic, depending how you want to pronounce it, without the fruit. So it's the part before they add the fruit, basically. And beer color on this is a amber color with nice red highlights to it. Very beautiful color to this beer. It has a beige head with a medium bubble and kind of a medium fade time. In the aroma, you're going to pick up the sour. I mean, that's pretty much what it's about. To most people, it's probably going to smell like a sour cherry or what they'll call a dark fruit or a stone fruit. You do pick up a little bit of the malt as well, because there is no fruit in this. I want to make that clear. These beers do not have fruit. The sour aspect and the aroma and the taste is all from the yeast itself. Now, I do want to point this out. They do what they call natural airborne yeast induction, which means they don't add yeast to it. It's in the air itself that creates this flavor. And these beers take about 18 months to actually do. And I have to thank Brad, one of the guys that comes to the Drink Mike's beer meetings on a regular basis, to bring this to me. I'm very happy that he did, because I love these styles of beers, and it's so cool that people are thinking about me when they're at the liquor store or out of town or wherever they are to find these, and bring them my way, because I love trying different beers, and I'm excited about this one. They make this beer, open air. It goes into a version of a bright tank, clarity thing a little bit, and then it sits in oak barrels or some form of barrel. Doesn't necessarily have to be oak. So I'm super excited. Let's give this a taste. So you definitely get that sour up front, but it's not, to me, overwhelming. Not a lot of hops in these beers. In fact, a lot of times they would use old hops in these beers, because the beer's sour anyway. You didn't need fresh hops. Some of the beers use 7-year-old hops. I mean, they're pretty oxidized, so you don't get really hoppy flavor. You get a sourness. It's kind of puckering, but not bad. I can drink a lot of these. This would get me in trouble. Think of a sweet tart. It's along that flavor. It tastes kind of like a sweet tart, because you do get a sweetness to it, but there's that sourness as well. So there's really not a lot you can discuss, because the sour flavor is such a dominant flavor on it, but it's really, really nice. Let's look at they talk about stone fruit, cacao or cocoa, apple, cherries. Don't really know so much of the oak, which surprises me, but it's kind of mixed in there, I guess. So, really, really nice beer. Think of a cherry pie. It's along that line, because you get a little sourness in a cherry pie, along with some sweet. But think of a kind of a tart cherry pie, because that's very similar. Again, no fruit added. It's just the yeast that has created this particular flavor. Body on this, we're going to go with medium. It's probably kind of medium lightish, but it's fairly close to medium. I'm going to call this balanced, because there really is no hop involved, and there's really no overall, I mean, it's malt involved, but because it's soured, it's not really malty tasting. Hop-wise, 2 out of 10, just because there's got to be some hops in there a little bit. Overall, love this. Flemish sour ale. Love this style. Fantastic version, very smooth, very easy drinking, but you do have to be into sour beers. Thank you, Brad, for bringing me this. I'm going to give it a 93 out of 100. I'm going that high with it because I think it's a fantastic beer. These guys obviously know what they're doing. They've been around since the 1800s. There's a reason why they've been around that long. Fantastic, fantastic beer. If you can get your hands on some, definitely try it. So don't forget to check out our homebrew podcast show called Brewing Today. Thank you so much for listening to us. And this has been Mike Campbell for Brew4U. And until next time, cheers.